summer snow. When it falls on you, your blood runs cold. But don't you sweat your pretty skin, 'cause it melts away for it sinks in. And you dream about this very night, when the moon runs down the summer sky. Could it be the morning of the spring, when the sea runs dry and start to sing?
Hey, what's up guys? I wanted to do a quick video all about heat imprinting and foil stamping. About a week ago, I attempted to do a live stream to demonstrate all this, but I hadn't actually tested the right temps with the leather that I was using, and because of the nature of a live stream, it started getting really long, and plus I was screwing around a lot. The kids had come in. In the end, I wasn't able to kind of finish it off with a good result. So I wanted to put this video together to give you a more clear and concise idea of how you can add some really beautiful and professional branding to your work. So there are basically three different techniques you can use to add some customization or your maker mark or logo to your work. You can do the standard emboss or stamp that you basically just need pressure to apply using your custom die or stamp set. Or using a heat imprinter machine like this, you can either burn your logo or mark into the leather or add some foil using the same machine and get a really nice foil stamp. The machine that I'm using is Tandy's Craft Tool Pro heat imprinter. The part number's 3970-00. And if you want to go pick one up, you can click on the affiliate link down in the description and use that part number. But this has been a great machine and I get really good results with it. Of course, anytime that you are doing some stamping, you need a custom die made or like a letter stamp set. Tandy made this really easy for me. I just ordered a custom die from them with my logo on it. It's this little round piece right here. But the beauty of it is that they machine it to fit the jig that goes with this machine so that I don't have to do any engineering to make my dies fit this machine. So if you're gonna get this machine, I would definitely recommend sending in your artwork to Tandy and having a custom die made with them. But if you don't want to drop the money to have your dies remade, you can just pick up some of this Tanner's Bond double-sided safe mount tape. It's heat resistant. You can get it from Tandy. And you basically just put a strip on the back of your die, stick it to the bottom of the jig, and it'll transfer the heat right through that tape, and it works great. I've used it for some of my older dies. So you're not totally SOL if you already have your dies made. Another option you have if you want to go more along the lines of the customization route is you can get these letter stamp sets from Tandy. They come in a 6mm and a 4.5mm size, and these have been really handy for me, and they really allow you to do a whole lot more with this machine than you normally would be able to if you just had the one die. But whether you're using this machine or not, the same basic techniques are going to apply to get some nice results with stamping. So let me show you how to start getting wild with stamping. Before you even turn the machine on and get it all hot and bothered, make sure you've got your custom die set in place on the little brass jig or the letter stamps. But they give you two of these jigs here, and the way you install them is by loosening up these set screws right here and sliding it out. Sliding in the one you want, and then tightening up those set screws. Then you can turn the machine on. And then there's going to be two numbers that you see pop up. The top one in red is the actual temperature of the heating element. The one in green on the bottom is your set value. So I've been finding that if you're going to use a foil on your stamp, then you usually want to run with a little bit lower temperature, somewhere around 100 degrees, and that's in Celsius. If you're planning on going with a heat emboss, then you want to set this to somewhere around 200 to 300. But you definitely want to play around with it, because depending on the leather you're using, that's going to be quite a bit different. Like this natural veg tooling leather is pretty dry, so you have to get up there closer to the 300 degrees Celsius in order for it to get a good burn. And with this harness leather that's hot stuffed with waxes and oil, it doesn't take much heat to get a burn in. It happens pretty quick. So you want to mess with it depending on the leather that you're using and run a lot of tests. On this particular machine, the way that you set the temperature is by hitting the far left button that says set, and then using the shift button right here to tell it which digit to change, and then hit set once you've got it where you want it. And it'll take a little bit of time, but you'll see it start to go up to meet your set value. I'm about to do some foil stamping, so I'm going to set it back to 100. But if you're going to do some heat embossing, you definitely want those higher digits. You can get the rolls of foil from Tandy, and I think they come in like 3 or 4 different colors. I'm going to use this bronze or copper color because I think it looks really good on the black. Now that we've got the machine set to the right temperature, I'm going to pull out my tray here and use this grid to get the piece centered and right where you want it. If it's a piece that you're going to end up doing over and over, it might be helpful to make up a template just out of some scrap leather that is the same size and shape of the tray, so that you can make sure that that's centered, and then you can put your piece in there and get your stamp right where you want it every single time. That's the strategy that I use if we're ever going to do more of a production run of a product. But if it's just a one-off piece, you can usually just take the time to line it up on the little work tray here. I've got the machine set at 100 degrees, which means I should be able to just pull the lever down and not apply too much pressure. Just kiss the leather and leave it on for about 3 seconds. You'll know that the machine's too cool if you pull it off and some of the foil didn't stick to the leather in your stamp. So you might want to bump the heat up just a little bit. And you'll know that the machine was a little too hot if it smudges a little bit and the lines aren't very clean. I'm going to cut me just a little piece of foil. Then I'm going to place the piece of leather right in the spot where it needs to go so that the print lands right where it needs to. And then you place the foil on top of the leather with the color facing up. I'm going to bring it down for about 3 seconds and not too much pressure. 1, 2, 3. Then as I peel it off, then we're left with a nice clean foil stamp imprint. Alright, I just want to demonstrate a real quick heat emboss. I'm going to bump this up to about 300 degrees Celsius, and we'll see if that gives us good results. 300 is pretty hot, so I'm not going to leave it on too long. Just a little kiss. Well, that's it, friends. It's time to start heating it up and get stamping. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the other machines that are out there in the world, but I can tell you this is a really awesome machine. And you can pick it up at Tandy. And remember, hit that link down in the description, the first one you see. That's an affiliate link that we have with Tandy. And you know that's the best way to support us. We want to keep putting this content out to you for free. And so every time you shop at Tandy, it supports us in a huge way and we appreciate it. But not only that, I'm recommending things that I really believe in and really love, and I would only do it if I thought that it would really bring you value. So, you know, don't go buy something if you don't need it. But if it's something you're gonna get anyway, we would really appreciate you using that link, and keep making good stuff, you know? All right, that's it. We'll see you on the next one. Love you guys, bye.
Have you heard from the sky all about it?